6 days from now, we are going to win Arizona.
President Trump remaining confident, firing up supporters in Arizona, where he won by a slim margin 4 years ago. Vice President Mike Pence was courting voters in another must-win state, Wisconsin. Former Vice President Joe Biden appealing to young and black voters to get out the vote in Philadelphia, which has been racked by violent demonstrations.
There's no excuse whatsoever for the looting and the violence. None whatsoever.
Running mate Kamala Harris hoping her message resonates in Arizona.
You guys are going to make the difference. You will elect the next president and vice president of the United States.
As the candidates were pitching, Americans were voting in record numbers. More than 75 million already have gone to the polls. And here in New York, where Mayor de Blasio waited for over 3 hours yesterday. For the president, the coronavirus pandemic appears to be defining the final days of his campaign, with mixed messages still coming out of the White House.
You know why we have so many cases? Because we test more.
But his administration's testing coordinator disputes that.
It's not just a function of testing. Yes, we're getting more cases identified, but the cases are actually going up.
And in a bombshell revelation today, President Trump's son-in-law and senior advisor, Jared Kushner, boasted in an interview with Bob Woodward last April that the president had cut out the doctors and scientists advising him on the pandemic.
Trump's now back in charge. It's not the doctors. They've we have like a negotiated settlement.
It was in the same series of interviews for Woodward's book Rage that the president downplayed the pandemic so as not to panic the American people, he said. In yet another surprise today, this man came forward to reveal he was the anonymous author of that scathing Trump op-ed piece in the New York Times 2 years ago. Miles Taylor, a former chief of staff at Homeland Security, said he wrote it because Donald Trump is a man without character. It is why I wrote a warning, and it's why me and my colleagues have spoken out against him for months. It's time for everyone to step out of the shadows.